Coronavirus. In December, Lead was working at the epicenter of the outbreak when detected 7 cases of the virus that resembles SARS, the one that provoked an epidemic global in 2003. The cases were suspected though from the Juana seafood market in Wuhan. The patients were quarantined at the hospital. The new coronavirus originated in the city of Wuhan, China. In the middle of December 2019, the Wuhan health authorities detected a series of cases of pneumonia caused by a own cause. At that time, an alarm was raised about a new disease hearted Owen. The main symptoms of coronavirus infections were cold, sore throat, fever, difficult breathing, headache, increase and general discomfort.
The coronavirus in actually because it is a respiratory type disease, it is transmitted through droplets from cough and sneeze. It is important to cover the nose and mouth with a handkerchief, never by hand, when sneezing or coughing. Also with the internal angle of the elbow. In the same way, frequent hand washing is very important to avoid contact, especially after being in contact with a sick person. It is important to remember that hand washing reduces by 50 the cause of contagion from actual respiratory infection and even coronavirus from person to person. The virus is transmitted from person to person when it has close contact less than a meter away with a sick person, for example, living under the same room, sharing the same room in a hospital, or caring for a sick person without proper protection, as transmitted through saliva, mucus, and eye dishes. Myths and realities. One, the vast majority of parents suffering from the virus have recovered. The COVID 19 coronavirus is an influenza and its case fatality rates are much lower than other types of respiratory infections. Two, the effectiveness measured and international studies of controls at airports is very low, even with temperature control. If the coronavirus enters through borders or through travelers, it is not because the authorities controls are work, but because it is a biological factor and depends on the prevention measures that each person performs, such as hand washing, use of masks, and avoiding contact with people who have a respiratory infection. 3. The cleaning and disinfection measures taken by the National Institute of Health and very effective and based on international biosafety protocols. Once the comparisons leave the villa, the place will receive on disinfection process that will eliminate any virus that exists in a place. 4. Any 95 cover plates. This face mask is for use by dental personnel. Avoid buying them if you do two things will happen. It will create shocks and the service will be affected since the show only be used by health personnel.
Everything indicates that we are going to have a great wave of contagions throughout the world. Unless something strange happened in the southern hemisphere. The question then is, what will happen? Most believe that the first scenario in which the virus disappears is highly unlikely because this virus is transmitted very easily between humans, so it is most likely to become a cyclical or low-level disease endemic. The key is to identify each case. The future will largely depend on what we do as countries and as a society. If we can do massive tests to identify each case and isolate it quickly, we could say that we will have a very few cases. But if we only rely on the general quarantine measures, what would identify case individually? Each time, each time the break is removed from these measures, the contagions could return in waves. Actually, the future will depend on use and our response to the virus. The future of this epidemic that trends to become a pandemic goes through three scenarios. According to experts, the medical community works to try to understand the virus and find a cure. The experts Isabella Sola, a scientist at the CSIC that investigates the coronavirus vaccine, and Adolfo Garcia Sastre, a virologist at the Mount Sinai Hospital in New York. Assure the three scenarios can occur: that the virus be eradicated, that it become a pandemic, or that end up being seasonal disease.